Meta's market value plunged by 230 billion in one day. It's the largest single-day loss ever by a U.S. company. Is Apple to blame here? Well, read and find out. The price of shares in Meta, the parent company of Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Meta Quest, which was Oculus VR, dropped more than 25% at the start of trading on Thursday after it revealed its first ever sequential decline in Facebook's daily active users. By the time the market closed, the company had seen 230 billion in market value wiped out, the biggest one-day loss ever by a U.S. company. And the reason is Facebook's users growing and growing and growing, sometimes fast, sometimes not so fast, and then all of a sudden, we see a decline of Facebook users. That's a scary thing if you're an investor. The company has struggled with waning relevance among young people as CEO Mark Zuckerberg focuses its aim toward metaverse plans. It was also hit hard by changes Apple made to its ad privacy. CFO David Wehner said Wednesday that Meta would likely lose more than 10 billion in sales as a result of the new iOS rules. So the new iOS rules they're referring to, this happened back mid to early last year. Apple changed their privacy rules to where apps had to give you the option when you after you install the latest. At the time it was iOS 14.5, 14.5. After you installed that, apps had to get permission before they had these certain permissions. Like here's an example. To track you. Allow Foodie, this is an example here, an app called Foodie, to track your activity across other companies, apps, and websites. Please allow permissions to provide services and personalized marketing. Personalized marketing is how you get creepy ads on Amazon when you're maybe browsing Facebook or Instagram or some other site and you maybe go down some rabbit hole, but then as soon as you open up a browser page somewhere else or your Google search, bam, there are ads for what you were just looking at somewhere else. Well, after this update, Apple was making their apps ask permission before they did this, which is a good thing. It's transparent. But because of that, a lot of people are seeing that. Well, the fear was a lot of people would see that and be turning these off. Well, if more people are seeing how intrusive these apps are and saying, "Oh, I don't want that. Turn that off." Well, that makes ads less valuable. Companies won't pay as much for ads if less people are going to see their ads, or if less people that they have a more randomized group of people seeing the ads. They are less assured that it's going to be someone that is sort of in the market, right? So that makes ads less valuable. Less valuable ads means Facebook won't be able to sell ads for as much money. So that's part of the reason. That they say here that according to the CFO, Meta would lose more than $10 billion in sales to ad companies as a result of the new iOS rule. So that could be part of this. That, coupled with the loss of users, the decline in users, is the kind of perfect storm that has caused this. Meta wasn't the only company having a rough Thursday. The entire Nasdaq exchange was off by nearly 2% by midday, and rivals Snapchat and Twitter, which are both listed in the New York Stock Exchange, were also trading lower. Of course, Meta is still worth just a measly 671 billion, and reported over 40 billion in profit for 2021, despite the quote headwinds cited frequently on a call with investors to discuss the results. That's a slightly better position than it was after its 2012 mess of an IPO, when it took an entire year before the company's stock rebounded to match the original offering price. Ouch. So, of course, this isn't going to affect Facebook too much right now, but I don't know. This could either have one or two effects. It could maybe have them rethinking this whole metaverse thing, but and focus more on their users now. But they seem to be all in on this. Mark Zuckerberg saying it's the future, so they're putting all of their eggs in that basket. And with Facebook being the gateway to the Meta's metaverse, I don't see how that future is going to be populated when Facebook users are going down. But maybe that won't hold. Maybe that's just a temporary glitch, and they'll keep improving. Populations are growing. Internet's becoming more widely available in countries where it hadn't before. So we'll have to see on that. As for Apple, I think the privacy feature they introduced last year is a great thing. I think Google needs to get on the ball and do something similar. They have something similar, but I don't think it's quite as well. It's similar, but it's not quite the same thing. I think just all around, there kind of needs to be some sort of a standard of this standard practices of if apps are gonna track your data. I think people just need to be presented up front with a message like this. And Google does have something similar that pops up, but I think it's a good thing if there was a sort of a standard that these apps had to follow. So good on Apple. Kind of too bad for Meta, but that's the way it is sometimes. So there's your update for today. Thanks for watching. We'll catch up with you in the next video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.